Your privacy is a new form of luxury. We've commodified our attention so much so that it is a new form of currency in the digital age. And every time we open those phones, we're putting ourselves a little deeper into the hole. We're all going bankrupt and we don't know. We reap none of the benefits of spending this currency at all. We don't. Other people do. But I want to talk about it today. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Liv's Thoughts. If you're new here, I hope you stick around. Maybe watch another video or something. If you're not new here, welcome back. I'm really excited to have you again. Today, I want to talk about the benefits of being online, the benefits of being offline and disconnected, and why I think everyone should really try to take a little, and I hate to say dopamine detox, buzzwords, but a dopamine detox. Get off your phone for a little bit. Get off social media for a little bit. Understand that there are so many beautiful things in this world without social media. You can make friends without social media. You can be a part of culture without social media. And you're going to be more creative without social media. That's just my personal opinion. I did watch a YouTube video this morning that really sparked the idea for this video. And it was, is being offline the new status symbol? It kind of is, TBH. And then I just said TBH in a video anyways. Secondly, this book. And you might say, Liv, didn't you show us this book 2 weeks ago? I might have. Have I finished it yet? No, but that's okay. The main gist I've gotten. It's called Psychopolitics, Neoliberalism, and the New Technologies of Power. We have created a digital panopticon of social media. If you don't know what panopticon is, it is this style of prison where there's one guard in the middle. None of the other prisoners can see the other prisoners, but they think that the guard is watching them at all times. So they're really scared to do anything out of line, because if the guard does catch you doing something, you're screwed, to say the least. And we've kind of created this world on social media where we think people are watching us all the time. We have created what is it called? Come on, word, click. We have created a cyber state. Is that the right word? Please be the right word. Let me think really quick. Surveillance state. There we go. We have created a surveillance state on social media. The government has to do nothing. We take pictures of people out in public all the time. Do you know where those pictures go? Fun fact. Your face gets stored by AI into digital folders of you. The government knows what you're doing literally at all times. If your face is on social media, the government knows what you're doing and where you are. Big surprise. Actually, in California, OpenAI, if you didn't know this, Clearview AI, excuse me. If you live in California, New York, I forget the other states that are in it, but California is just relevant to me. When I lived in California, I was a resident there. You can go in, you can request your data, and they will give you a whole folder. I got the folder in 3 weeks of all the information they have on you, straight up, that AI has taken from facial recognition of you on social media. Isn't that terrifying? Yeah. So we have created this surveillance state that, unfortunately, even if you're off social media, you're still going to kind of be a part of by creating this digital panopticon on social media. We have exploited ourselves constantly, and this is the main theme of this book that I'm really trying to get at, is we've exploited ourselves online thinking that putting it all out there is better than someone finding it out about us. I personally have really dealt with this, with sharing anything and everything about me on social media, especially when I was younger, 18. I wish I could delete my social media or digital footprint, completely, because the stuff I was posting at 19 years old on social media, criminal. I need to be locked up and that phone needs to be taken away from me. I was posting my family's trauma. I was posting my trauma. I was posting stuff that did not need to be on the internet. People did not need to know that about me, but I was happily sharing it because I personally thought that, number one, I could commodify it. I could make some money off of it. Maybe I could gain some followers, that shock value of But in reality, we have created this atmosphere online where we feel like sharing more about yourself is going to keep someone from finding it out almost. But in reality, we're just, again, playing into this prison system of like the government knows everything and anything about you. Straight up. It's really scary. It is really, really terrifying. But kind of besides the point of the rest of this video, because that was mainly just a rant on our use of social media in general, is being offline is expensive, unfortunately. It costs you not only like monetary value, but it forces you to not be so much a part of the culture online. Like what am I trying to say? It forces you to not be part of culture in general, like the Gen Z culture, the millennial culture. You don't know what is really going on online, and you're not going to find out about it in the news, unfortunately. So I think it's just, it's hard to get yourself to be like, I'm going to digitally disconnect, because you're going to be missing out on a very big part of life. It's a lot harder, I will say, to make friends without social media. I've met a lot of my friends, even in person, through social media. I have gained a lot of information through social media. I have been pretty heavily involved with topics of culture through my social media, and it's made me money before. I remember when I had my TikTok account before I got banned, shout out TikTok. I had 50,000 followers, and I was making my monthly rent on TikTok, like straight up. And so for me to be off of social media was a kind of like, this is a little scary, because I could today be posting a video that makes me my rent. I could be posting a video today that gets $400 just from people watching it and sharing it. Like, it was insane how much money you can make just by talking. I'm not like a content creator. I would say I'm more like I hate to use the word yapper, but like, I'm a conversationalist, if you will. I like talking in long form. That's what my TikTok videos were. My TikTok videos were just like 3 minutes of one of these videos. That's a good way to describe it. And I was making a buttload of money comparative to other things off of social media. It was really, really sick. And then I got banned, and I said, never mind, this is not as fun. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's really made me kind of step back from my own social media use, because our privacy is important, and not having a huge digital footprint is important. And I think another really, really big part of being offline that is really awesome and cool is this thing called boredom. Because boredom, what does it do? It makes you be creative. This was the first YouTube video I ever created, was creativity and boredom. They go hand in hand. They are locked in for real. Creativity and boredom. If you are bored, you're gonna think of something creative to do. That's what we used to do as kids. Like, personally for me, I was born in 2002. We didn't really have TV. My parents got rid of cable, so we had movies, and we had a Nintendo 360 up until like 2012, whenever, I think, when we got Connect, a Xbox 360 Connect. That was like the first big thing, and we had a Wii, but we weren't allowed to be on there all day. That's not something you want to spend your entire day on. So you're going to be bored throughout the day. You have to think of things to do. And I'm grateful for that experience growing up, because it showed me, like, we grew up on a farm. There was times where we were forced to just go pick up rocks in the field. You don't think I came up with, I'm just working out here in the desert today. Like, I came up with so many stories to myself of like making chores more fun. Yeah, more enjoyable for myself. And boredom really fosters an environment where you are allowed to be creative without judgment. And being offline, you don't judge yourself as much for not having a great idea. We constantly are comparing ourselves online. We are comparing our bodies, we're comparing our faces, we're comparing like everything about our lives. That was one thing, especially for me, that was really stressful about being online, is this idea of like, holy shit, I need to figure out what I want to do with my life, because I feel like I'm falling behind right now, because I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I'm 22 years old. I'm finally getting a grip and understanding what my purpose is here, but I felt really far behind because I personally didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and that was really scary and caused me a lot of anxiety. But it's because of being online and comparing myself to other people's careers. Like, at this time, and I see it with my friends too, like through social media, like they're all graduated college, they're starting their big girl jobs. I'm like, congratulations, but like, holy fuck, I could have gone to college and followed this path and had a straight, clear line of like what I wanted to do. And I chose to not do that. And it's definitely been taking a toll on me. And I think that this is a similar kind of thing for a lot of Gen Z in particular, is this idea that like you're not doing the right thing. You're taking a risk to try and be a content creator, but like also it's scary to try and be a content creator because for a lot of people, it doesn't work out. Big surprise. A lot of people don't make money through content creation. And I also wrote down, I did some math here today because I heard Mel Robbins. She was like, you spent 18 of your years on your phone. And I said, 18 years of my life on my phone, huh? It is actually true. So if you get social media when you're 15 years old, which is old now comparative to a lot of children on social media, you will spend, and on average, this is average. There are people way above and way below on this, but 7 hours and 3 minutes on social media a day. That's 46 hours a week. That is 2,392 hours a year. In your lifetime, buckle up, that is 6,486 days if you live till you're 80 days of your life on social media. That's a lot of fucking time on social media. Just heads up. That's a lot of time. There was a study done. I will link it below because I'll just link all this stuff that I found all this information on below. They interviewed 997 Gen Z people, and 1 in 2 Gen Z people struggled with anxiety. 1 in 2. That's kind of crazy. That's actually kind of insane. More than like half the Gen Z population deals with anxiety, and you wonder where it comes from. We have no hope in the future, and then we spend our time constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And I think that when you get off the damn phone, be a part of your community, be a part, which I've talked about several times, be a part of your own future of like figuring out what you really want to do off of social media. Because again, one day it could all just go away. That's one thing that my dad always used to say to me when I wanted to be a YouTuber. I really wanted to be a YouTuber in high school. Here I am still, Dad. My bad. But he said that what happens when it goes away? Like, what do you want to do? And that's something that you really need to think of. I said, okay, Dad, it's not going to go away. And he said, it will. Trust me. So it's always been in kind of the back of my mind of like, what am I going to do if this goes away? And I'm happy I found a career and a thing that I want to do outside of social media, because I don't think that this is my life path. I really, 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 really love talking and creating this type of content, not like content creation, but like this type of long form content. I enjoy creating this and I enjoy talking and just yapping up a fucking storm. But content creation is not my calling, I'll say that. And so I'm happy I found a career that I know will really, really, really suit me in the long run, and I think will be really beneficial to my mental health and my purpose here on earth. I'm happy I found that, but there's a lot of people that have not found that, and there's a lot of people that are still stuck in this trap. So I prompt you, not the right word. I encourage you. That was weird, prompt. I encourage you to think about what your purpose here is, not to cause you extra anxiety, but to really think about it. Your purpose here on this earth is not to be on social media all the time. It's not to work all the time. It's not to be a part of this surveillance state that we have all created all the time. It is whatever your calling is. Really think about it. And it's not something that's meant to stress you out. It's just like, just think about it. Enjoy thinking about it, because that is our gift here on earth besides procreating, damn near. Don't come at me for saying that, but like genuinely, having kids is the only function of animals on this earth, and to survive. We get the blessing, truly the blessing of like having the freedom of doing what we want to do. So not to say choose wisely, but really think about it. Like, you have time, think about it, do what you want to do, figure it out. It is a blessing. It's been a long day. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about this, because I could talk about this for hours. I think it's really interesting. It really is those damn phones. We need to get off of them. We need to enjoy the real world and enjoy each other and the presence of each other, not through social media. That's all. Peace, love. Whoa. Peace, love, and happiness. I will talk to you next time. Love ya. Bye.